When portraying plots on screen, the mainstream media likes to fit most plots into a very simple rubric. This is especially true in media texts geared toward children and adolescents. Certain classics with unhappy endings are being changed and skewed to fit into the mainstream happy ending rubric. For example, the ending from Victor Hugo's original Hunchback of Notre Dame is very different from Disney's happy ending rewrite. The Disney version ends with the priest trying to kill Quasimodo while he is mourning the death of the gypsy girl. Quasimodo then pushes the priest from the height of the cathedral into a fire. Finally, Quasimodo gives the gypsy girl away to the sheriff. The original ending, on the other hand, is not so happy. The priest frames the gypsy girl for the attempted murder of the sheriff. The priest then arranges that the gypsy girl is to be executed by hanging. Upon learning of the priest's involvement in her death, Quasimodo pushes him out of the cathedral bell tower. Quasimodo then goes to the gypsy girl's grave and embraces her corpse until he dies of starvation. The liberties taken to revise these classic works are changing the fundamental themes and motifs that the original author was trying to send to their audience. By simply giving the story an upbeat ending, Disney is changing the entire story and the message that the author was trying to send. It isn't in Hunchback either. Disney's Hercules, The Jungle Book, The Little Mermaid, Tarzan, Pinocchio, The Fox and the Hound are all guilty of radical rewrites. Another tool that today's storytellers like to make use is of the training montage. Everyone is familiar with the training montage sequence. The main character is lacking in a skill or ability, which leads to several scenes of the character training on the screen, showing him or her practicing and training, and by the end, the main character has become an expert. Several weeks have elapsed in the span of a couple of minutes on film, and the character is now ready to meet the challenge at hand. Countless movies and TV shows are guilty of using the training montage gimmick, including all of the Rocky films, the Karate Kid series, Gridiron Gang, and The Blind Side. The overuse of this technique has even led to it being parodied in several movies and TV shows. For example, here is a training video parody with lyrics.
The hour's approaching to give it your best, and you've got to reach your prime. That's when you need to put yourself to the test and show us a passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage. Show a lot of things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on. And with every shot, show a little improvement. To show it raw would take too long. That's called a montage. Girl, we want a montage. In anything, if you want to go from just a beginner to a pro, you need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage. Always fade out in a montage. If you fade out, it seems like more time has passed in a montage.
The problem with the happy ending rubric is that it implies that the desired outcome will always occur. Let us return to the example of the Karate Kid series. Karate Kid movies will end with the Karate Kid winning the big tournament at the end of the movie. In reality, an athlete who had been consistently training for longer will win out to the training montage athlete. What is this really teaching the young people of our generation? Years of constant happy endings are teaching media audiences to believe that success is inevitable, and that when the desired outcome of success is not achieved, they're being cheated out of it, somehow leading to frustration. Over the course of a normal person's life, they are going to experience unfavorable outcomes. People will lose their jobs, loved ones will pass away, relationships will end with broken hearts. People's perceptions of reality are being blurred with what they see in television and movies. In fictional media text, things are always seeming to work out for the protagonist for purely illogical reasons. For example, Luke Skywalker and his band of rebels are outnumbered by trained soldiers, yet somehow manage to defeat the bad guys. James Bond can solely kill any arbitrary bad guy, even with the equivalent Russian spy armed with dangerous weapons. Every romantic comedy ends with the couple living together happily ever after, even if there are ethnic differences, as in Guess Who, which deals with an African American girl introducing her family to an American boy. Fictionary literature is fantasy and should be treated as such. It was created as an escape from real-world problems and stresses, yet the current generation has been exposed to these media texts all their lives. They are being absorbed into our subconscious and skewing our perception of reality. They are being absorbed without context because the only context we have is other fictionary media texts.